Two patch notes videos in 2 days. Aren't you lucky? Today's patch notes are featured around the Rebirth Island Iron Trials, the limited time mode which is coming to Rebirth Island. If some of you might remember, towards the end of Verdansk 84 there was a limited time mode called Iron Trials, and with that brought a higher TTK, higher plates, higher basic health, and longer time to kill. So much anticipated Rebirth Island Iron Trials. Along with it is reportedly some really big map updates. So this is featuring the biggest update we've seen to the island yet, so that's POIs, that's some structural changes. We haven't jumped into it yet, but we are. So after these patch notes we're going to get straight into that, so bear with me through the boring stuff and then we'll get straight into the preview. Right, 3rd of March updates. Vanguard Royale. So patch notes from yesterday, they have tweaked them slightly. Basically they've said they've got enough data, and they're not going to be upping the price of UAVs to 9,000. It's going to be going to 6,000 at buy stations. So pretty good change. We'll see how that has an impact on the competitive nature of, high kill games and all the rest of it, if that's your bag. The main event is the Iron Trials here for Rebirth. This isn't a Resurgence game mode, by the way, so if you're used to playing Rebirth Resurgence, you won't. It's back to the Gulag. There is the Rebirth Island Gulag, which some of you may have seen, some of you may not. The more popular mode on Rebirth Island is obviously Resurgence, so that's going to be interesting. Iron Trials makes a glorious return with the playlist update, which has just gone live, so by the time you're watching this video, it will be live. It's time to Rebirth Island. At its core, Rebirth Iron Trials is a battle royale game mode. Last team standing wins. Circle collapses have been tweaked, and it's going to bring some fundamental changes to a traditional battle royale formula. So, in general, the timers for the circles have been adjusted to reflect the scale. So this is adjusted from the original Iron Trials mode that was on Verdansk 84. Loadouts. No free loadouts whatsoever, so if you want your loadout, you're going to have to work for it, and it comes at a premium. There is a price hike from 7,500 to 10,000, but we're sure we'll get into that shortly. Vehicles, only ATVs, not that many people use anything other than choppers on Rebirth. Buy stations, elite operators are known to be high rollers. Buy stations prices have been adjusted accordingly. On bundles are up from 1,500 to 2,000. Gas masks to 4,000. Cluster strikes 4,000. Precisions 4.5. Self revives that. So basically everything's up by 1,000. UAVs are up by 2,000. Loadout drop is up by 2.5, and there is a specialist token now available at the buy station for $30,000. So see how that plays out. Whether people prioritise going for specialist token rather than a loadout and sticking with ground loot guns, or try and do a combination of both. See how that plays out. Pretty interesting. Cash, so they've upped from 20% to 30% the amount of cash that's retained on death. Players will keep that when they come back from the Gulag, if they make it back from the Gulag. Melee, so the melee finisher damage has been removed. Settle the score with lead. So I'm really interested to see how this plays out, because melee is overpowered, I believe, in Warzone, especially the reach. When you go to do that finisher, it's extremely overpowered and can pull in from quite an extraordinary distance. Something I'm not that chuffed about. So this is a pretty cool change. Operators, the base health has been increased from 100 to 250, so that's pretty big. Health regeneration has been increased from 5 seconds to 7 seconds, so that means it will take a fair bit longer for the health to reduce. It says it's been decreased from 120 per second to 40 per second, so you might want to reconsider the perks and equipment that you're using to try and combat that. Starting equipment, you'll drop with Top Break Vanguard, I'm not sure what that is, and Sawtooth for Vanguard. I think that's a knife, maybe. Overall, the loot supply has been updated and significantly altered in from the standard gameplay. Basic attachments, common weapons will start with attachments mostly to maximise the the damage capacity or the mag capacity. So basically you might have a sight and a bigger magazine than the sort of standard attachment ground loot. Rarity spawn rates. So epic and legendary weapons are harder to find, and there'll be in a lot fewer boxes. So see how that turns out. Kill streaks. The drop rates have been reduced to stop spamming of UAVs and put your sensors to the test. Larger piles of cash are going to be rarer, so everything is increased at the buy station, but it's also going to be harder to find that cash. And there's also not going to be any dead silence and no stopping power rounds, period. So that's it. That's going to be a great change. So adjustments to equipment. Sniper rifles, it's going to be, if you want to down someone with a single headshot, it's within 30 meters. Outside of that, it's not giving you a better time to be able to react to engagements. Stunt grenades, the duration has been decreased by 50%, so the nerf stuns in this mode for 50%. The syringes or the stims have been decreased by 50%. Upon taking 9 incendiary rounds, direct damage from other players, tactical splash damage doesn't count. Medical syringes increase health regeneration, but that has been nerfed. Medical syringes have been decreased from 8% to 3%, the bonus on the movement speed. So that's pretty cool. Gulag, no akimbo, no semi-auto, no fully auto shotguns, limited selection of tactical equipment, so basically no stuns. Yeah, only down to the bare essentials to survive, so it's going to be back to the original Verdansk Gulag of pistols only. That's going to be cool, potentially. Maybe a single shotgun. Squad size, so it is duos. Duos is in the mix, and yeah, it's good. Duos is a significantly harder game mode, but poses a lot of cool potential when it comes to learning how to engage multiple squads and multiple players as a solo. So I actually do have a video about that, so check that out on the channel if you're interested. Unique animated calling card reward. I believe this is probably the calling card that you get when you have one, so be cool to see if we get any dubs on that this evening. We'll be streaming this tonight, so if you're watching this on the 3rd of March, I'll be streaming tonight, so make sure you subscribe and drop a like and get involved in the chat, see how we fare. Along with that main significant update, there are some bug fixes, so normal peaks, I think, no, criteria or weapon adjustments, total cash collected and scoreboards being misaligned, private match stuff, various calling cards blueprints, and issue preventing field upgrades from working correctly whilst holding a gasoline can. Nothing too exciting there, so nothing to worry about too much. I'm really excited about this game mode. I'm really excited to see what we've got for Rebirth Island. Get in the comments, let me know if you enjoy this game mode, if you're watching this after, but stick around now because we're going to jump into some Rebirth Island Iron Trials. Peace. Slight change of plan. I dropped into Iron Trials and there are no significant POI changes coming for Iron Trials to Rebirth Island. That is coming in the mid-season update. I must have misinterpreted it. We are going to drop in on stream to some Iron Trials to see how it plays out later on though, so I hope to see you then, and if not, have a great rest of your week and I'll see you soon.